Hi there, welcome back to our series on YouTube. It is so nice to have you back, and I hope by now we've all downloaded our O3 Schools JAMB app. If you have not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hurry now to Play Store and download your app. So today our topic is Joshua as a leader. We're looking at those that God used to lead the people of Israel. We've looked at Joseph, we've looked at Moses. If you missed those classes, do well to check them. So I want to look at Joshua as a leader. Joshua's leadership is recorded in the book of Numbers chapter 13 and 27, as well as the entire book of Joshua. Joshua's leadership recorded in Numbers chapter 13, chapter 27, and also in the book of Joshua. So first off, we look at the background. Joshua's background. While the Israelites, the children of Israel, were in the wilderness, God told Moses, this time they were still under Moses, God told him to send spies to the land of Canaan. Remember, Canaan is part of the land that God had promised to give to the Israelites. So God told Moses to send spies to the land of Canaan. And Moses sent spies from the tribes of Israel. There are 12 tribes of Israel. So Moses sent 12 men. One of the men was Hoshea, the son of Nun. Sorry, it's a U. From Ephraim. But Moses called him Joshua. So originally his name was Hoshea, son of Nun from Ephraim. Moses changed his name to Joshua. So of the 12 men sent from each tribes of Israel as spies to Canaan, only Joshua and Caleb came back with good reports. Only 2 of them believed that God was capable of giving them the land, no matter the size of the people they met in that land. That's the background of Joshua. Then we look at Joshua as a leader. How he became the leader. God called Moses to come to a mountain, where he would show him the land. Remember, Moses disobeyed God, and his punishment was that he would not enter the promised land. So God called Moses to a mountain, and before Moses left, he told God that God should please pick a leader for the people of Israel. He didn't want to leave them. Remember, the last time he left them, they made a golden calf and worshipped the calf. So Moses didn't want the Israelites to remain as a sheep without a shepherd. So he asked God for a leader that would take over in his place while he was on the mountain. And God told him to take Joshua, a man in whom is the Spirit. So the Spirit was in Joshua. God asked Moses to take Joshua and lay hands on him. Moses did that, and he introduced Joshua to the elders of Israel and to the Israelites. He also gave Joshua authority so that the people would obey him. Now, when Moses died, God asked Joshua to take over, to lead his people, the people of Israel now, to the land that he had promised them. God told Joshua that he would be with him, just like he was with Moses. He was going to be with Joshua, he would lead him. God asked him to be strong, to be courageous, so that he will be able to observe the laws of Moses. God said that the law should not depart from his mouth. He should meditate on it day and night. Then he will be prosperous and he will have good success. We saw that Joshua obeyed and he was truly successful from the achievements of Joshua. Look at his achievements as a leader of Israel. Achievements of Joshua. He led the Israelites across the Red Sea. River Jordan. It should be capital R. So Joshua led the Israelites across River Jordan, not the Red Sea. Moses led the Israelites across the Red Sea. Joshua led them across River Jordan. He led them in battles. And the most popular among them was the battle at Jericho. So Joshua led them in battles, especially that defeat at Jericho. And it's also recorded in the Bible that Joshua defeated 31 kings. So Joshua led the people of Israel in battle. And lastly, he divided the lands. Among the tribes of Israel. The land that God had promised the Israelites, the promised land, Joshua divided the land among the 12 tribes of Israel. Before Moses died, he was only able to give land to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half of Manasseh. So Moses was only able to give 2.5 tribes land. So by the time Joshua took over, he was able to divide the land among the remaining tribes and the second half of Manasseh. Then we'll also look at the leadership qualities of Joseph. Joshua. Leadership qualities of Joshua. We have courage. Joshua was courageous. He was also obedient. I'll say obedience. He was faithful too. God asked him to be courageous. He was obedient. And everything God told him to do, he did it. He was faithful and he walked in the ways of God. So these are some leadership qualities that Joshua had. This is it for Joshua as a leader. We see his background. First up, he was originally Hoshea, but Moses called him Joshua. And then we saw how Joshua took over after the death of Moses. Even before Moses died, God already asked Moses to lay hands on Joshua, because Joshua was a man in whom was the Spirit. So Moses already laid hands on Joshua before he died. And after he died, God just asked Joshua to take over, leading the people of Israel to the land he had promised them. And then we'll look at what Joshua was able to achieve with the children of Israel before his own death and some of his leadership qualities. Now we'll look at the O3 Schools JAMB app, where we search for questions on this topic that we've just treated, Joshua as a leader, or you can click on leadership qualities, Joshua. You can type that and you still see questions under this topic. Now we have one here from 2005. It says, God appointed Joshua to succeed Moses because he was loyal and dedicated to Moses. B, brought a good report from the land of Canaan. C, stood by Moses when the Israelites murmured against God. D, was a man in whom was the Spirit. So our answer becomes D. Joshua was a man in whom was the Spirit. Then a 2021 question says, Joshua was truly a successor of Moses because A, he took after Moses. B, he was a man of courage. C, he made the people serve God. D, he led the Israelites to the promised land. That will be D, he led the Israelites to the promised land. And then a 2006 question says, why did you bring trouble on us? The Lord brings trouble on you today. What happened to Achan after the statement above by Joshua? A, he was buried alive. B, he was put in chains. C, he was stoned to death. D, he was flogged publicly. C, he was stoned to death. The sin that Achan committed made the people of Ai defeat the Israelites. So by the time it was found out that Achan was the cause of their defeat, the people angrily stoned him and his family to death. Another question we have here from 2020. Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel for his farewell address at A, Shechem, B, Gibeon, C, Bethel, D, Jordan. The answer is A, Shechem. So there are other questions that we can get from, this topic. They are all in the O3 Schools JAMB app. So all you have to do, if you haven't downloaded it yet, please do well to download and activate. Don't forget to also like, comment, and subscribe to this channel.